Perrin Mistry, who is said to be the first woman architect of India, secured her diploma in architecture from Sir J.J. School of Art in 1936 and went on to practice as a partner of her firm for almost half a century till 1989. That was around the time I was just completing my bachelor's degree in architecture from SPA Delhi as one of the 8 girls in my section of 40 students. Of these 8, I am happy and proud to say that at least 6 of us are achievers in our own right and are in happy positions. From a strength of 20% in class, as in my batch, we have made rapid strides as far as the number of female students studying architecture is concerned. We have close to 50% girls today in most architectural colleges, and in many the tally of female students actually exceeds the males, not to speak of the all-girls colleges. With over 400 institutions offering architecture, the number of women graduating is certainly significant. But the numbers also show that less than half of these women get licensed as architects, and the number of self-employed female architects, or those in principal roles in firms, drops drastically. The last couple of decades have seen more women heading firms as partners or sole proprietors, and even leading design teams in many large offices. There are a few all-women firms that one comes across too. But there is no denying the fact that women face a more uphill task than men in our careers. The foremost being that the career of a woman faces at least a break or two, and then regaining that lost position after the break is indeed a big challenge. Being accepted by clients and contractors on par with male counterparts is another battle that women architects are up against. Many women opt for and flourish in the field of academics. This could certainly be because it's more convenient path to choose, but it also could certainly be because it is a field where women are accepted more easily as they move up the ladder, and merit is probably one of the more transparent factors that counts. Bodies of relevance to our fraternity, whether it's societies, organizations, or policy-making ones, rarely find women in decision-making positions. The first woman to get the much-coveted IIA Baburao Matre Gold Medal for excellence was architect Brinda Somaya, as late as 2014. The IIA Madhav Achwal Gold Medal in the field of academics has never been awarded to a woman. No woman has been at the helm of affairs as president IIA ever. That's actually a far cry, since barring only one woman vice president and a couple of stray occasions, a woman has not even been an office bearer at the national level. And a woman council member has also been a rare occurrence. The challenges in the industry are certainly not straightforward, but rather complex. Societal pressures and orthodox gender roles are factors. Yes, there are the gritty few to whom these challenges do not matter and they forge their way ahead despite or even because of these odds they have to face. But for the larger majority to be able to give their best and to emerge at the top within the social reality that we live in, some reflection and change is called for. It is important that those in positions to change this reality make an effort, sit up, take notice, and begin to make amends. In practices, equal opportunities should be made available for all. The importance of safe and secure environments on site should be impressed upon the contractor. Offices should provide for a work-life balance. This is essential for women to manage a comeback, or even better still, not take that break from their careers at crucial periods in life. Paternity leave should be also an allowance like maternity leave. So child rearing is not the sole responsibility of the woman alone, and both parents experience the joy of parenting. There are many steps that could be taken apart from inclusiveness. Foremost would be to arrive at some data on women graduating from colleges in India and tracking their career paths. This will help us understand roadblocks better and appropriate interventions could be planned. Success stories need to be told and retold. Firms that are being sensitive need to be highlighted to make more people follow the trend. Contractors who are providing for safe and secure site environments need to be recognized. Women contractors and workforces on sites need to be celebrated. The COVID crisis, in a way, could level the playing field, putting people back in gender-balanced work environments, home offices as of today. And the notion of stay-at-home spouse can no longer keep anyone away from work, which is gradually migrating to virtual environments, at least temporarily. On a positive note, Hard work and good results are valued in the workplace, which has nothing to do with your gender. The real proof of equality will happen when the value that a man or a woman or other gendered person brings is rewarded with the respect and paycheck equitable to their contributions. Thank you.